What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatal Ruddy. Today we're going to be doing the results for the Greatest Royal Rumble. We started off with John Cena versus Triple H. It's interesting that they opened up with this match. It was a really good match. I liked it. I honestly thought this was going to be something along the lines of filler midway through the card, but it was cool that they opened it. There was a lot of offense between Cena and Triple H. A good bit of back and forth. John Cena was able to win with the AA on Triple H. Like I said, this was a really good match. We then had Kalisto versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title. I honestly thought this match was going to be the opener for the pay-per-view, but it was a pretty decent match. I like this one too. A good bit of back and forth. There was a whole lot of flippy shit going on, a whole lot of action. Like I said, really good match. Cedric Alexander won with the lumbar check and retains his Cruiserweight title. We then have Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy versus The Bar for the Raw Tag Team titles. This was a decent match, a good bit of action between both teams. Bray Wyatt got the Sister Abigail on Sheamus, tagged in Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy got the twist of fate with the assistance of Bray Wyatt for the pin. This match was kind of predictable, being the fact that The Bar are now on SmackDown, so it was almost a given that Wyatt and Hardy were going to win this one. We then have Jinder Mahal versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. This match started off hot with Jeff Hardy going to the air, but interference from Sunil Singh let Jinder Mahal take over. There was a funny bit where Jeff Hardy went for the Whisper in the Wind, and he clearly missed Jinder Mahal, and then Jinder Mahal fell right afterwards. Sunil Singh jumped up onto the apron, almost costing Jeff Hardy a pin. Jinder Mahal tried for the Colossus. Jeff Hardy got out of it, hit the twist of fate for the pin. We then have the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. This was your basic speed versus power match. This was a decent match, but pretty quick. The Bludgeon Brothers won this with a double powerbomb on Jimmy Uso, so the Bludgeon Brothers retain their titles. We then have Seth Rollins versus The Miz versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. There was a ton of action in this match, as expected with most ladder matches, and as you can guess, a ladder was used as a weapon through some of it, including a coup de grace from Finn Balor onto The Miz, who was laying on a ladder. Finn Balor made several attempts to grab the belt from the ladder, but in the final moments, Seth Rollins jumped from the top rope onto the ladder, scaled up, and grabbed the Intercontinental title. So Seth Rollins is still the IC champion. We then have Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the WWE title. After spending the first bit of the match basically just hugging it out, they finally got down to it and started fighting. Both AJ and Shinsuke Nakamura showed a lot of fire throughout this match. AJ Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, but Shinsuke Nakamura ducked out of the way. AJ stopping short before he hit the ref, distracted the ref enough for Shinsuke to get a low blow on AJ Styles. The fight continues outside of the ring, where the referee counts both Shinsuke and AJ Styles out of the match. So this is a double count out. After the match, AJ Styles continues to beat down on Shinsuke Nakamura, including a phenomenal forearm, while Shinsuke Nakamura is outside of the ring. This is another really good match. This one was not up to the par of the Dream match from WrestleMania, but it was pretty good. We then have Rusev versus The Undertaker in a casket match. Right at the beginning of the match, Rusev keeps rolling out, avoiding The Undertaker, but The Undertaker got fed up and chased him down outside the ring and began to beat him down. The fight went back into the ring, where Rusev started to take over a bit. The Undertaker fought back, got Rusev into the casket, but as he tried to close the casket, Aiden English was holding the casket open. Rusev started to take over, then The Undertaker and Rusev started trading punches back and forth. Rusev gets The Undertaker into the Accolade. As Rusev started to call for the casket to be open, The Undertaker sits up, beats down Rusev, gives him a chokeslam, puts him into the casket, and before he closes the casket, Aiden English gets involved, and Aiden English gets a chokeslam and a tombstone thrown into the casket, and Undertaker closes it, winning the match. This was pretty good. Both Rusev and Undertaker looked really good in this match. This was definitely a better match than the John Cena match we saw at WrestleMania. We then have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title in a steel cage. Lesnar opens up with a series of German suplexes. He hits Roman Reigns with an F5, tries to go for a second one, but Roman Reigns gets out and hits him with 3 Superman punches. He tries to go for a spear, but Brock Lesnar catches him, tries to go for an F5, but Roman Reigns gets out and starts to scale the cage. Brock Lesnar catches him, pulls him back over, tries to scale the cage himself, but Roman Reigns catches him and powerbombs him to the mat. Roman Reigns starts to throw Brock Lesnar into the cage multiple times, hits him with 3 spears, tries to go for the door, but Paul Heyman slams it in his face. Brock Lesnar hits him with an F5, then Paul Heyman throws a chair into the cage. Roman Reigns hits Brock Lesnar with a spear, tried to go for a pin, got a 2 count. He then grabs a chair, Reigns wails away on Brock Lesnar with the chair, hits him with a Superman punch, sets him up for a spear, and drives Brock Lesnar through the cage, both of them hitting the floor. What? The referees called Brock Lesnar hitting the floor first, so Brock Lesnar retains the Universal title. Even though by the look of the replay, Roman Reigns' feet hit first. We then come to the 50-man Royal Rumble. There was a ton of action going through most of this Battle Royal, and it was kind of hard to give you a play-by-play. It started off with Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler. The final three people in this match, Daniel Bryan, Big Cass, and Braun Strowman. Big Cass eliminated Daniel Bryan, and Braun Strowman eliminated Big Cass. There was a ton of people in this match. Some of them I never heard of because they were from NXT. Probably the funniest moment in the Battle Royal was when Titus O'Neil tripped and fell running to the ring and slid underneath the mat. But Daniel Bryan made a pretty good fight through most of this. His chest looked like hell afterwards. But like I said, Braun Strowman won the Greatest Royal Rumble, won a title belt, and a trophy. This was actually a pretty good pay-per-view. I actually liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But that'll do it for the results for the Greatest Royal Rumble. Leave a comment down below what you thought of this pay-per-view or what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatal Roadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.